Welcome to RANsquawk's e-morning briefing for Monday, the 25th of May 2009. Obviously today does mark a UK and US bank holidays, so liquidity and news-wise has already been very quiet this morning. We've got lower, just marginally stocks around 0.2%, no real driven direction in terms of news, and fixed income just marginally lower. A couple of things though worth noting from the weekend's press. Firstly, a few things in terms of treasuries and issuance. Obviously we saw announced last week the 101 billion of supplies coming from the US. Telegraph this morning pointing out that the US bond sales face market resistance. As after we've seen scepticism creeping into the markets following that S&P comment on the sovereign rates of the UK. Obviously the US will look to be, if any, the next in line. So that's highlighting concerns in terms of whether people will still be willing to buy what is deemed as the world's safest bonds. Elsewhere in the Telegraph, China warns the Federal Reserve over printing money. Quite significant, with China being one of the biggest buyers of US Treasuries and one of the biggest stockpiles of USTs. China has warned Fed's Fisher that it's increasingly disturbed by the Fed's direct purchase of US Treasury bonds, according to the Telegraph. And elsewhere, though, on the flip side, but still keeping on that theme, an FT article saying that China's State Administration of Foreign Exchange is still buying record amounts of US government bonds in spite of Beijing's increasingly vocal fear of a dollar collapse. Other than that, elsewhere, Fed's Cone has said rates like to stay low for some time, and much of the major news wires being dominated at the moment by the fact that North Korea testified or performed a nuclear test just earlier this morning. Didn't have much of a market reaction. Again, much of the markets expect quite bullish moves to come out of North Korea, and the Nikkei did finish in Asia. That did pair off its highs on the news, still up some 1.3%. Elsewhere, looking ahead to the calendar, as mentioned, obviously no US trade today, so no data there, no UK information either, so focus will be on the IFO survey from Germany. That's due in just under half an hour, 9 o'clock London time, where analysts are expecting a slight improvement in sentiment there in Germany.